Friends, in this video, I am going to discuss complete concept of collision in elastic body as well as different types of impact which we consider during the motion of two bodies which is moving with different velocities. So let's start the discussion of types of impact and the concept of collision. So here, first of all, I'm going to discuss here all the concepts of collision, then only I will discuss the types of impact. So I'll start with the term which is called collision. And collision is always related to motion of two bodies which are moving with different velocities. Initial velocities of the body should be different, and if one body is hitting another body, so the velocity of the first body which is hitting another body, that particular velocity should be greater. So in that particular condition we will consider the collision. So collision we can define as contact between two bodies which produce impulsive force for a very short duration. When the bodies or two bodies comes in contact for a very short duration and it produces impulsive force, so that particular term or that particular phenomena is called collision. So collision is totally related to motion of two bodies. That motion can be rectilinear or that can be curvilinear or rotation. So whatever type of motion we are considering, if there is a impulsive force produced by the motion of two bodies for a very short duration because of the different velocities, so that particular term or phenomena is called collision. Impulsive force which is produced by the body is not considered as the applied force. Applied force we will consider with initial velocities of body. So impulsive force will produce after collision. So impulsive force will always greater than the applied force on the body, and because of the impulsive force the velocities of the body or initial velocities of the body will change. Means if we are considering initial velocities of two bodies as u1 and u2, so those particular velocities will convert into different velocity v1 and v2. So u1 and u2 we are considering as initial velocity, and v1 and v2 will be final velocities of those two bodies. Final velocity can be increase or it can be decrease, so it depends on the collision as well as the impulsive force produced by the collision or impulsive force produced by those two bodies which are having, and the initial velocity of first body should be greater than the initial velocity of the second body. So this is the complete concept of collision. Now let's come to the impact. So impact is considered as the force which is produced by the collision. Impulsive force we can say a kind of impact which is related to change in momentum of body. When two bodies are moving and there is some change in velocities we are considering in both the bodies, so it will relate it to momentum. Momentum we consider as mass into velocity. So initial velocity is different and after collision final velocities will be different. So momentum will change because of change in velocity. So this impact is always related to change in momentum, and impact we can define as the force or the impulsive force which is produced by two bodies during collision. So impact will be the large magnitude of force we can define as the large magnitude of force which is produced by the body during collision. When two bodies comes in contact for a very short interval, and this particular phenomena is called collision, and in this particular phenomena there is a large magnitude of force will be produced. So this large magnitude of force is called impact. So collision is related to impact and impact is related to change in momentum. So we can say this collision is related to change in momentum. So impact we consider as the large magnitude of force or impulsive force which is produced by two bodies during a very short time interval. So this is about impact. Now here, let's see, this is the diagram which is showing the concept of collision and impact. Here you can see two cylinders with center C1 and C2. The C1 and C2 we are considering as mass centers of these two cylinders, and here this particular point is considered as the point of contact between these two cylinders, and the line which is passing through these two mass centers of the cylinder as well as the point of contact of the cylinder, this particular line is called line of impact. Here, when the cylinder is moving with velocity u1, this particular cylinder, let's consider this cylinder as cylinder 1 and this cylinder as cylinder 2, and initial velocity for this particular cylinder 1 we are taking as u1 and final velocity we are taking as u2. And let's consider this is the direction of motion of these two cylinders. Let's consider the rectilinear motion. So during rectilinear motion, when these two cylinders are moving in a particular direction with different velocity, and let's take another condition where u1 is greater than u2. So u1 is greater than u2 here. So this particular cylinder will hit the second cylinder. So after collision, there will be impact generated because of this particular contact, or impulsive force will be produced because of the collision of these two cylinders, because u1 is greater than u2. So these two cylinders will come in contact. So this particular point we are considering as point of contact between two cylinders, and C1 and C2 are the mass centers of the cylinder. So the line which is passing through the mass centers of the bodies or cylinder as well as the point of contact of these two bodies, so this particular line is called line of impact. And here, if we draw a vertical line which is intersecting this particular line of impact, or the line which is passing through this point of contact, so if we draw a plane here in this particular condition, so this particular plane will be plane of impact. This particular plane is called plane of impact. Perpendicular to line of impact, or the line which is passing through this particular point of contact perpendicular to the line of impact, and if we consider or if we draw a plane over here, so that particular plane is called plane of impact. And this line of impact and plane of impact we can only consider during the collision, when these two bodies are in contact, and this particular contact we are considering for a very short duration, and there is some impulsive force produced because of this collision. So this is called line of impact, and this particular plane is called plane of impact. Now let's see different types of impact. So here, the types of impact we can consider as central impact and eccentric impact, elastic impact and inelastic impact, and oblique impact. So these are the types of impact. Now let's discuss different types of impact. So there are various types of impact we consider, like central impact and eccentric impact, direct impact and oblique impact, and elastic impact and inelastic impact. So one by one I'm going to discuss these types of impact. So let's discuss the first type of impact, that is central impact. And this central impact you can understand with the help of this particular diagram. So here you can see there are two diagrams I'm going to show here which is related to this type of impact, central impact. So central impact we can define when the mass centers of two bodies or different bodies are located at the line of impact. So that particular impact is called central impact. Here you can see this is the diagram. Here we are considering two bodies with mass center C1 and C2. This is body 1 and this is body 2, and here the mass center of body 1 is C1 and mass center of body 2 is C2, and this is the line of impact which is passing through both the mass center and the point of contact. And here the central impact we can define when mass centers are located on the line of impact. So here both the mass center are located on this particular line of impact. So this particular type of impact is called central impact. Now here you can see there are two another bodies which are having two mass centers C1 and C2, and this is the line of impact we are considering. Line of impact basically we consider the horizontal line or any straight line which is perpendicular to the plane of impact and the line which is passing through point of contact during the collision. Here centers we can consider on the line of impact, as well as the center cannot lie on this particular line of impact. So both conditions are possible. So if centers are lying on the line of impact, so this particular impact is called central impact. But if line of impacts, here you can see this is the line of impact, but centers are not located at this line of impact. So this particular impact is not considered as the central impact. This is the second type of impact. This is called eccentric impact. So eccentric impact we can define as when mass centers are not located at the line of impact. So this diagram is satisfying the condition of eccentric impact. Here you can see C1 and C2 are the mass centers of two bodies. When collision we are considering for these two bodies, this is the point of contact, and after collision when mass centers are away from the line of contact or not located at the line of contact, so this is called eccentric impact. Next type of impact is direct impact. Direct impact, here I will show you one diagram so you will easily understand the concept of direct impact. So direct impact we can define when two bodies are in motion with different velocity and there is a collision we are considering for these two bodies, and impulsive force is produced after collision, and after collision the bodies are changing the velocity, that is final velocity. So according to those final velocity, we can define the direction of motion of those two bodies. So motion of the body along the line of impact we consider as the direct impact. If two bodies are moving along the line of impact only, so this motion or this impact is called direct impact. Here you can see in this diagram, this is our cylinder 1 or cylinder 2, and here C1 and C2 are considering as the mass center of both the cylinders or both the bodies. Let's consider U1 as the initial velocity for this particular body 1 and U2 is the initial velocity for this particular body 2. Now, if U1 is greater than U2, in that condition only collision we will consider here, collision will happen and the velocity will change after collision. These two bodies can move in a same direction or these two bodies can move in opposite direction, but without collision we cannot consider any kind of impact. Now after collision, when the motion is always along this particular line of impact, here C1 and C2 are passing through the line of impact, so this is the first condition, central impact. Now if we are considering motion along this line of impact only, so this is called direct impact. Next type of impact is oblique impact. So oblique impact is opposite to the previous one. Direct impact, here we are considering motion along the line of impact only, but after collision, if the motion of the bodies are not along the line of impact, so that particular impact is called oblique impact. Here you can see two bodies with mass center C1 and C2. So these two bodies are moving with different velocity U1 and U2, and here you can see U1 we are considering in this particular direction and U2 we are considering in this particular direction. So when collision we are considering at this particular point, this is the point of contact. So during collision, the velocities of two bodies will change as well as the direction of motion will also change, because here the velocity or direction of motion for this second cylinder is in this direction, and for this first cylinder it is in this direction. So both the directions are different. So in that case, final velocities will change as well as the direction of motion will also change. And here both the bodies are not moving along the line of action. Line of action for first bodies will be this, and for second body will be this. So because of this particular condition, motion will not perform along the line of impact. So this particular condition is generally representing the condition of oblique impact. Now let's move toward another types of impact, that is elastic impact and inelastic impact. So this elastic impact and inelastic impact we can consider for the motion of the body from a particular height, or if the body is moving from base toward a particular height. So this is related to gravitation force. And elastic impact we can define when any body which is placed at a particular height from a base, and when we drop this particular body from a particular height, and when it reach the base, it will rebound after impact. See, this is our body 1 and base we are considering as body 2. So these two bodies are here producing the collision or impulsive force or impact. So when this body 1 comes in contact with body 2, so there will be condition of collision we will consider here. And when this particular body hitting this particular base, and after this collision, when this body is going to rebound, so this particular impact is called elastic impact. And this is totally related to elasticity of body, material of the body, and shape and size of the body. So elastic impact is related to elasticity, and elasticity we consider when any particular body is hitting any other body, so it will rebound after collision and it will try to come in original condition. So this particular impact is called elastic impact, when the body will rebound after impact and it will try to come in its original condition. So this is called elastic impact. And inelastic impact we can define when bodies does not rebound after impact. Here, if the body is moving from a particular height and it is hitting this particular base and it is producing the collision and impulsive force, but after this particular condition, body is not going to rebound. So this particular impact is called inelastic condition, or this particular impact is called inelastic impact. So elastic impact and inelastic impact both are related to elasticity of body. So elasticity depends on the material and shape and size of the body. So in elastic impact, body will rebound, and in elastic impact, body will not rebound after impact. There are different conditions we consider during the elastic collision. So one by one, I'm going to discuss those conditions. So when we are considering elastic condition, so in that particular condition, in elastic collision, we consider the body rebound after collision, or when the bodies hitting each other and it will produce impulsive force for a very short duration. So after that, the body will rebound and it will regain its original condition. So this is the condition of elastic impact. And during elastic collision or elastic impact, how many conditions we consider, I am going to discuss here one by one. So the first condition, here we are considering two bodies. This is our body 1 and this is our body 2. Body 2 is fixed, or we are considering it is a base, and this body 1 is placed at one particular height h from base. Now if this particular body is moving toward the base with some velocity u, so after a particular time interval it will hit this particular fixed body or fixed base. And the first condition we will consider when the body is moving toward the another body with velocity. So here the initial velocity of this body 1 is greater than the initial velocity of body 2. So there will be collision we will consider, and when this particular body will hit the base or the second body, this body will be in rest condition first. So first condition we are considering when two bodies are in collision, or if they are producing some impulsive force after hitting, so first body will try to come in rest condition. So this is the first step of the elastic collision. Now when this particular body will produce impact on another body, so what will happen here? Velocities of both the bodies will change. Since this body 2 is fixed, so the velocity of body 2 will not change, but velocity of this particular body 1 will change. So these two bodies will try to compress each other, and the compression will be maximum up to a certain limit, and after compression, or when this body will reach the maximum compression condition, it will try to regain its original condition. So here there are some more terms which are related to elastic collision. First term is period of deformation. So period of deformation we can define as time between the instant of initial contact and maximum deformation. So this is called period of deformation. So period of deformation we can define when one body is moving toward the another body, and here two bodies are compressing each other, and because of the compression there will be maximum deformation or maximum compression will occur. So the time between the initial contact when one body is hitting the another body, that is the condition of initial contact, when the body is trying to gain the rest condition, and after that condition the first body will compress the another body and it will reach the maximum compression condition. So that particular time interval between initial contact and the maximum deformation or maximum compression is called period of deformation. Next condition we consider as the restitution. So in the previous diagram we have seen when this moving body hitting the second body which is in rest condition, and after maximum compression this particular body, if this body is elastic body, so it will try to change its direction of motion. After collision the body will try to change its direction of motion and it will try to move towards its original condition because of the elasticity. Greater the elasticity, greater the elastic collision we will consider. So when the body is trying to reach this original condition, so that particular term is called restitution. So restitution we can define as process of regaining the original position after maximum compression, and period of restitution we can also define during this process of restitution. So the period or time between the maximum deformation to the instant of body regain its original shape. So this particular time duration or period is called period of restitution, when the body will produce maximum compression or maximum deformation, and after that the body will try to regain its original condition because of the elasticity, and body will regain its original condition. So from maximum deformation to the original condition, that particular time is called, or that particular period is called period of restitution. So this particular process we generally consider during elastic collision, and if the body is inelastic body, or if we are considering inelastic collision or inelastic impact, so body will not try to regain its original condition, body will come to the rest condition immediately after collision. So these are the different types of impacts. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned with Ekeeda and subscribe to Ekeeda.